Lieutenant Leiter.
Good morning, Uli. It's Anna.
Any developments regarding the case?
Yes, a pretty big development, in fact. I've found some documents that could cost Dr. Zox his medical license.
Can you bring the files over to the station?
I don't have them. We'll need to take them officially from Dr. Zox's office. He has a secret hiding place there.
Okay. Meet me at the hospital as soon as possible.
I'm on my way.
Anna, I can't find Dr. Zox.
We can do that later. You should see the evidence first.
Where do we start?
Behind the mirror. Meanwhile, I'll take a look around one more time. Great! I found carbon paper.
My God, these bastards know no limits. He's an absolute madman. He can kiss his medical license goodbye, as well as his freedom.
I hope so too. He can't be allowed to continue to treat people.
Did you find anything else?
Several pieces of used carbon paper. This could explain why the death note was written in black ink, instead of Dr. Bruner's usual blue. We need the original death note.
I have it right here. I couldn't get this weird death note out of my mind.
Let's compare them on the table. Ralph, your methods are amoral and disgusting. Any good intentions you may have can't justify the way you are trying to achieve results. I have no time left and can't continue this way. I think this is the end. There's no need to look into the circumstances. Karl Brunner.
This is enough. We need to find Dr. Ralph Sachs right now.
I'll check the lab. You take the second floor.
Okay, let's meet up in the office.
He's not here. There's something fishy about this whole ordeal. I should take one last look around, just to be sure. Great! I found a bone awl. This surgical bone awl is pretty worn out. It could have been used to make the scratches on the lockbox. I'll have to run this by Dirk. Either way, I should head to meet up with Uli, and hopefully Dr. Zox.
Lieutenant, look, I understand a man is dead, and you've got work to do. But I'm not going to tolerate constant disruption day in and day out. My workload has doubled, and I don't have time for this. I've been highly cooperative and helpful, but you've exhausted my patience. You're looking for answers in the wrong places.
Are you done? We've uncovered several pieces of evidence, and somehow you're always involved.
Of course I'm involved. He was my colleague.
Partner in crime?
What?
Care to explain yourself?
That hiding spot is news to me. It must be Carl's. Yes, nobody else had keys to the office.
We'll see about that. Noah, call Dirk over. He'll dust for fingerprints. Unless... Want to save us some time and confess, Doctor?
I've got nothing to confess to.
Let's try a different angle. Anna, please hand Dr. Sachs the full note.
Where did you get it?
You thought you'd gotten rid of it, didn't you? I could tell you recognized the note when we first read it. I was certain there was more to that note.
I didn't do it!
It was another nurse who found the body. Ernestine was at home. That's enough! It's pretty worn.
The paint abrasions match the lockboxes.
They certainly do. With all this evidence, you'll be behind bars before you know it. Anna, how could we have missed the all when we first searched the place? We checked every single inch of this storage room.
We didn't miss it. It wasn't in the storage room. It was in the lab. It was lying right there on the table, unnoticed.
Wait. How is that possible? It doesn't add up. We were so darn close to solving it, and now...
Don't jump to conclusions. I propose that we read a certain document first. It'll throw some light on what really happened that night. This is Dr. Bruner's medical diagnosis.
Dr. Brunel was experiencing heart problems, so?
He had 2 months, tops. I think Dr. Bruner was planning to surrender himself and Dr. Zox to the police. On that fateful evening, he was drinking coffee in the office. I suppose he had some kind of stroke. It totally changed his plans with the police. To begin with, I didn't pay attention to it. But some of the coffee got... He was forced to act quickly. Going against all his morals as a doctor, he decided to choose when he would die, and to use this opportunity to stop his old friend once and for all. It was pretty easy to come up with a plan. The biggest problem was creating evidence that would point to an imaginary killer. He couldn't just write a death note with the name of the killer. If Dr. Zox were to find it first, he could just destroy the evidence. The plan was very risky, but I guess he thought he didn't have any other choice. If it weren't for the mistake with the awl, I suppose that would be enough for a jury to hand out a life sentence.
So, I'm off the hook? Thank you. Thank you, Miss Myers.
You damn murderess. I wasn't doing it for you.
Get up! You're still going to rot in jail for all your mad experiments on poor kids. Dr. Rav Zaks, you're under arrest. You have the right to remain silent.
So, what's your life like when you're not solving mysteries?
There's no shortage of unanswered questions. I've always got one on my mind.
Is that so? Do you have one right now?
I'm wondering how you've got that scar above your eye.
Let's just say somebody we both know was involved.
Can I get another clue?
We'll leave that for another time. Here's the information you called about.
How did you manage to get it?
As I said before, Anna, there's more to me than you think.
Right. I appreciate the help, but, I have to get going.
So soon? I figured my services earned more than one drink. Stay for dinner.
I figured you'd understand. After all, you've just handed me another mystery to solve.